Welcome back to the Show Me Jeff channel. My name is Jeff, and today's topic is embrace the small wins. So, a lot of people, what they try to do is they try to hit home runs when really what they should be doing is trying to hit base hits, as a baseball analogy. So, um, while getting to the home plate is the ultimate goal, and that's how you score points. Just like when you make sales, when somebody buys something, that's when you score. But you have to stop and think that a lot of times it's just the sequence and celebrating the small wins. It's putting your websites together. It's sending those letters out. It's sending those postcards out. It's talking to people, having meaningful conversations. So you're going to get on base. That's what the ultimate goal is to make these small wins. Is not to really look at yourself like I didn't make a sale, or I didn't nobody signed up. It's like the first win is sending the doggone mail out. It's sending the letters out. It's sending the postcards out. It's putting if you're doing letters, it's putting those things together, putting your websites together, and then when people opt in, I consider that to be a win. I consider when somebody opts into one of my web pages, that's a win, because what's going to happen is that the system is automatically going to follow up with these people, and you've got them, and they're going to be continuously fed, and they're in the automation sequence. And that's like that first step. Now, some people will go out and they'll buy right away, but that's not the typical result. A lot of people are going to need to be exposed to the opportunity several times. They're going to need to go to the website. They're going to need to call the sizzle call. They're going to need to get your emails and text messages. And this is a system that does this for you. But if you are willing to put yourself out there, you're willing to increase the percentage of response that you're likely to get. So rather than think of this like, well, I didn't make any money, well, you're only looking at it because you're trying to hit home runs, and you're not really focused on getting to base. And getting to base is like getting people to opt into your autoresponder. So that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm seeing success, is that I'm getting people opting in to my web pages. They're opting into my autoresponders. I'm seeing that. I'm doing the mail, and while I'm still fairly new at this, I'm getting the people they're signing up on the websites. So they're getting into the system, and they're starting to get through the routine of messages, and they're getting fed these messages. And they got my postcards, and they got my website, and they got my YouTube videos, top of mind. So that's like the second, base, is like making the videos, making YouTube videos, or it's like talking to people. Hey, anybody who might be interested in this. However you want to do it, you just got to do it. You got to do something, and it's the small wins. So I was even thinking today, like I promote my health benefit plan, which is separate from the direct mail. But when I first started with sales, I remember I got started with life insurance, final expense life insurance, a long time ago. And I had gotten like a list of leads, and I had called one of these leads, just one lead. I'll never forget this. This guy thought I was crazy, and now I look back and I laugh. But this is just how naive I was. I called one lead, and they were, the call was not a good call. So they were upset that I had called them, and they had a few choice words for the fact that I called them, even though they requested this information. I'm calling them up, and I'm scared and everything, and I'm calling them up for the first time. So I called my sponsor after I had this one call, and I said, and he's like, okay, well, how many calls did you make? I said, I just made one call. And I was like, I don't understand, why this is not working. I called, I made a phone call, and they were upset with me. And he's like, wait a minute, you're calling me because you made one call? One call? Like, yeah, I mean, and now I think about it, he's absolutely right. He's like, really? He's like, dude, one call, how many, and I'm thinking back to that person who Russ was on Russ's page and commented that he sent out 200 postcards and didn't make any money. That's the same kind of situation where it's like me and my one call. I mean, come on. Maybe you get lucky. Maybe you make a sale on your first call, but that's not likely. Maybe you send out 200 postcards. Now, I don't know if he did the postcards or the letters. I think he did postcards. And if you're doing 200 postcards, you really got to send out, 4 or 5 times that amount. And then maybe if you're sending out 1,000 postcards, maybe, you can say, I didn't make any money yet. And then even then, it's not sufficient time. You haven't given the opportunities a sufficient amount of time. The only thing I can say is that if you're trying to gauge what's going on, like look at some of these other people who are doing this business. Look at other people who are doing this business. Did they just send out 200 postcards and then just kick back and wait and see what happens? Like no, they're sending out massive amounts of mail because it's the law of large numbers, which we talked about in previous videos. It's like the more action and the more consistency that you put into this business, the more likely you are to succeed. But if you just send out like 200 postcards or you make one phone call, it's not. The odds are stacked against you, and then you're going to be like, oh well, this didn't work. And that's what you're doing is you're denying yourself and you're denying other people the opportunity. You're coming onto a public space and you're saying, I tried that, it didn't work. You didn't try it sufficiently. You didn't try it enough. You didn't give it a fair chance. You know, you can't just give it a try. You gotta be fully committed and play full out. And I think, and another person was commented on like one of my videos. One of my comments that I left. Hey, I'm doing like 15 letters, not postcards, but letters, which takes more time and it's more, it's putting myself out there and branding myself as opposed to postcards where you can be totally anonymous. But letters are a little bit more detailed, and you're putting several postcards and a business card and a letter in an envelope, and sending it out. I'm saying, hey, I'm sending 15 of these out, and my goal is to do 15 per day, every single day, no days off, for 6 months, 6 to 9 months, and then I'll reassess. And somebody had even told me that that's not even enough time, but that's what I'm willing to put forward. That's when I think that I should see something. I should see some results as a result. Now, it's just the way things work, right? Like I said, we've talked about this in previous videos. The hardest part is when you first get started, because people are going to be like, well, how are you doing with it, and all that. And if you're just getting started, a lot of times people don't want to take you seriously because it's like that's just human nature. People judge what you're doing on what they can do, and that's I've covered this before. It's really not the right way of thinking, but that's just the way people do think. But if you look at somebody like Eric Goodlife Johnson, for example, and he's got these videos where he's unboxing and getting these envelopes, and he's got cash and checks and all that, and it's like real proof that these systems work. It becomes a lot easier because he's got beautiful websites, beautiful branding, really like just putting it, people say, wow, they really can kind of connect with him. And, then his efforts are multiplied. His response rates are multiplied because people say, wow, I want that. I need some checks. I need to get something in the mail with $4,000 in it or something. That people really like resonate with that, and it's like, well, I want that. But when you're first getting started, it's like you're trying to move the boulder up the mountain. But once you get it over the apex of the mountain, then when it comes downhill, it just takes on a life of its own. And that's what you got to shoot for. That's what I'm shooting for And it's like not giving up and not getting discouraged and celebrating those small wins. It's like, hey, don't focus on the sale when you first get started. Focus on getting those people to opt in to your web page. Focus on making those connections. Focus on having meaningful conversations, and then you will get to home base, and you will make the sales once you start hitting your first, second, and third base. So I hope this helps. Now I'll take you on a tour of ShowMeJeff.com. Thanks. So this is my Show Me Jeff webpage. It takes you to my link tree, which is ShowMeJeff.com, and I have several different opportunities I'd like to show you. The first one is the newest mailbox money program. It is called Instant Pay 24/7. So you simply put your name, email, and phone number in, and you'll be redirected to this page. What's great about this program is it will pay you instantly a $200 commission. They call it Instant Pay 247 because it's $247 to get started with this program. It is a little bit more money than the other two direct mail programs, but the commissions are also higher. So I would suggest if you're going to do just one of these and not all three of them, then I would suggest doing Instant Pay 24/7. And this is a one-time cost to get involved. You do have to pay for the postcards separately. So when you come on into this and you sign up, I can share with you some resources for getting postcards, but you do have to pay for the postcards separately. And you do have to pay for the leads separately. So keep that in mind. We have some really good resources to get discount leads and stamps from a particular source. You can inquire when you sign up for this, and basically you buy your stamps and they give you a bunch of leads for basically it's included in the price. I wouldn't say it's free, but they give you a bunch of leads with stamps. So basically you're not going to run out of leads when you buy your stamps. So that's just one method, that's just one option that is currently available. So that's Instant Pay 24/7. The second one is Cash Building Systems Unlimited. It's got a similar landing page, but they go to different sites. This is a replicated website called My Capture Page. So both Instant Pay 24/7 and Cash Building Systems Unlimited have used My Capture Page. So you can go ahead and put your name and email address in, and it's the same deal. This Cash Building Systems Unlimited is a one-time cost. You can get started for $50. That includes 200 postcards and leads. 200 postcards and 200 leads are included with that $50. So that's an excellent deal, and that's a one-time cost to get involved. So that's a really good system, very low-cost system to get started, especially if you're on a budget. Direct mail opportunity number 3 is American Bill Money. This is also a replicated website that they run, and what's great about this is they've been in business for 22 plus years, and this is a $50 program per month. $50 gets you started with a starter package, but this particular opportunity is a subscription. You can cancel at any time, but what's great about doing this particular opportunity is you have the opportunity to earn residual income, which means you sign somebody up and they keep paying month after month until they cancel. And if they're making money, people aren't going to be canceling. So the people who cancel are the people who sign up and don't do anything. So don't let that be you. Stick with American Bill Money. This is also a $50 program, just like Cash Building Systems Unlimited. This particular program comes with the leads, but does not come with postcards. So you have to buy the postcards. I'm telling you about these two programs, the postcards, because when I purchased American Bill Money, I did not understand that the postcards weren't included, that the postcards were an additional cost, and I didn't mind that. It was just that it just took more time because it takes them some time to print the postcards out with your ID number on them. so I had to wait a few more days. I had to wait about another week or so before I could, put my letters together, because I wanted to have both. I was promoting Cash Building Systems Unlimited and American Bill Money together, and I wanted to have both of those in the same envelope. So I had to wait a little longer. So to cut down on your wait time and to prevent disappointment, I'm just telling you, Instant Pay 24/7 does not include leads or postcards. Cash Building Systems Unlimited comes with postcards and leads, and American Bill Money just comes with leads. So I hope that makes sense. So if you do one, and if you have the funds, I strongly suggest, instead of just promoting one, why not do all three? Why not use the Russ method and put all of the three postcards in an envelope, in a number 10 envelope, with a business card and a letter that you create, and we can give you a template for that, and send these letters off. And then, you're going to have a much higher response rate, and you have a chance to have people. Some people will join all three of your programs. So if you can swing it, that's what I would recommend that you do. Now, if you want to remain anonymous, or you don't want to deal with anybody, there's a lot of people who are like that, and I totally get it, then just join one of these three opportunities and just mail out the postcards. Just take the peel and stick lead label, attach it to the postcard, and mail it out. And that's it. You don't have to. You can be completely anonymous and keep your name off of it, and just go about your business. All you got to do is really just affix the lead label to the postcard, put a stamp on it, and put it in the mailbox, and there you go. All right. So the next one is the paid per letter. This is the one where you make money. This is the one that I made $17,000 in 2024. Sending them out to billion-dollar corporations. They have to do this. There's a reason why. I would just say go through the full presentation, see if this is right for you, and if it is, then you can get started making money sending out letters. This is a little bit different because this is not a direct mail per se. This is sending letters to corporations. But there's a reason why. This is not sending letters to business opportunity seekers or having them, pay like an affiliate. There's nothing like that. This is completely different from the other three that I just showed you. So this is something that you can also take advantage of. All right. Being a benefits consultant, earning residual income, no license required. You can learn all about this particular business by clicking on this one right here, learning all about this company that's been in business for 32 years plus, and they have over 200,000 providers. They have a health benefits plan that's not insurance, no license required, for $39.95. It's unmatched, it's unbeatable. Like, for example, it includes a dental plan in that $39.95. 70% of the American population has no dental plan at all. So when they go to the dentist, they either pay full price or they don't go at all. And that's a shame. There's a lot of people who need to go to the dentist and they can't afford it. So this is a tremendous opportunity. That's just one facet of it. I don't want to spend too much time, but I would strongly suggest checking this out. This is a great sales opportunity. Sales is the highest paid profession in the world. Don't let the sales word scare you off. I do recommend this, and this is something that I work on every single day, and I'm seeing great results from this. I think this is going to just absolutely a fantastic program, and I'm really proud of this program. Okay, and Sparky AI, artificial intelligence. It's the future. Sparky AI calls leads for you. It promotes business opportunities for you. It's just insane what technology can do. So AI revolution is here. If in a couple of years, basically most jobs are going to be replaced. It's actually kind of scary because, just the level of sophistication that artificial intelligence has. That's why I'm saying, okay, the postcard opportunities, the direct mail opportunities, I don't believe are going away. AI won't replace that. People are going to be gravitating toward opportunities like that because they're going to need some kind of side hustle because people's jobs are going away. A lot of jobs are going away. My my Tesla drives itself. It's scary how sophisticated it is. So this Sparky AI calls people. It just calls people. It does emails. They got a whole system here. So you definitely want to get ahead of AI and not be behind it, because there's a lot of people going to be left behind, and you don't want to be one of them. All right, so check that out. Sparky AI is very low cost to get involved with Sparky AI, and they have an income warranty where after a couple months, if you don't see progress, you stop paying, and they keep working on your behalf until they generate results for you. So that's Sparky AI, an all-in-one digital business. This is a great heart-centric company. They have a $25 a month funnel builder program, which is outstanding. And they've got a lot of good coaching, and they've got a lot of good financial literacy. They've got a lot of great programs. It's a very heart-centric company. They give you a lot of value for a very, very low price. So I definitely recommend checking out that. So on my Show Me Jeff page, there's an area. You can call me up here at 321-209-4422, or you can click this questions, reach out, and it has a web form. You can either call me or you can send me a message via this web form. And then finally, I have the latest YouTube video down here at the bottom. And that's all I got for you today. Thanks very much for checking out the showmejeff.com website, and I will talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks.